Welcome back, socialites. In today's video, I'm going to be creating this sort of glimmery, glittery, smoky eye using one of Danessa Myricks' new ColorFix sticks. Also, I'm going to be trying out the new Makeup Forever HD Skin Full Coverage Concealer, and I did pick it up in the shade 3N55. Also, I want to let you guys in on a huge update with YouTube. Now, this is for my socialites that are in different countries. So if you're here in the US, you may not know what auto dubbing is, but YouTube is now implementing auto dubbing on our old videos, which is the way I'm talking now. When people from other countries hear me talking, it's in another language. So I know I have a huge Brazilian following. I have some French socialites. So comment down below, let me know what country you're from. So all of my old videos, I don't know if they implement it now or if it's going to take like a week or two, but you'll definitely be able to go back to the old videos and watch those, because auto dubbing, which is basically turning my voice into whatever language you're in, was originally just for new uploads. So now it's going to be for old uploads as well. So for my socialites in Brazil, garota. And if you're here, hey girl. Everything I use in today's video, I'll have linked down below in the description box for your convenience, or right there on the YouTube shopping tab. So be sure to check that out. And if you want to see how I got this glittery smoky eye, then keep watching. Okay, y'all, so I've already used my liquid pimple patch from Kiehl's on this little pimple that I have right now. But I really wish I would have moisturized first with my Clinique Moisture 100-hour moisture surge. So I'm gonna put this on and then put like another little thin layer on. So one thing about the liquid pimple patch is it never really dries all the way down, and so I put the fan on it and everything, and I'm like, ooh, 20 minutes later it's still, it dries down somewhat, but it's like slightly tacky. With the liquid pimple patch, thin layer. Like at first when I started using this, I was putting too much. Like I really wanted to kind of like cover it and coat it in a sense, but you just need a really thin layer. Liquid putty primer just in the areas I need it, which is like the cheek areas where I see pores. And your primer also needs to dry down for like maybe 2 minutes, I would say, before foundation. Especially if you're using like a pore filling primer or a mattifying primer, because you want to see those pores really start to shrink or see that skin really start to turn matte. The longer it's on there, you'll really see those benefits a little bit more. Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin in the shade 13. I'm going to try to use this up this month. There's not very much left. I do have a makeup tray coming up this month. I know we're late, but better late than never. So the kids are going back to school next week on Tuesday. Today it's like 2:30 in the afternoon, but at 5:30 is the meet the teacher night, and so we're gonna go up there and do that. They should be getting their schedule within the next couple hours, so I'm excited. I can commit to you guys a little bit more and have a lot more time than that. This summer has been like one of the busiest summers ever with the kids. Super busy. So I'm excited, and too, we can get back to our trying new restaurants. I did want to try a restaurant like with AJ before school started back, but we're still not done school shopping, so I may not be able to fit it in, but I really wanted to, because I've had a couple socialites ask about like soul food restaurants in Houston, but because my husband is a vegan eater, you know, that's not really feasible to go to those type of restaurants. But maybe me and AJ can try to visit one before school starts. We'll see. Over the liquid pimple patch, since I told you it doesn't completely dry down, when I blend with the foundation, I'd rather go in like this rather than swipe, just so that I'm not like wiping it away or disturbing it in any type of way. Now there is a new concealer on the block. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Full Coverage Concealer, and I tried it last night. I actually tried to film this video last night and it was a fail. I hate it. I hated how my makeup turned out, y'all. So I tried it last night. It is so creamy and almost like mousse-like and just blends like a dream. It's now how it wears throughout the day, I don't know, because like I did my makeup and then took it off. But it's so pretty. It gives you full coverage and it's not like super thick either. It's kind of like on the thin side, but then you get full coverage. Like, it's nice. It's really nice. I don't think I've ever tried a Makeup Forever concealer before, but I absolutely love their powdered formula of foundation, the powder foundation. Nikki LaRose from BK Beauty, the N17, and I'm going to use the side that's for liquid. Blend out the edges of it first and then work my way up. Look how it blends out. So nice. So on my makeup that I did last night, it was hashtag doing too much. I finally picked up the shade that I really wanted from the Danessa ColorFix stick, and I went glitter crazy. And the new Benefit Glow La La, the shade I got is just so beautiful, but it's too dark for my skin tone. It's a highlighter for somebody who's like really like deep chocolatey skin, so it looked really great on me. So it's just so beautiful. I just had to have it. So I figured out a different way how to use it, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. Taking my Tarte Sculpt Tape. This one is in the shade Deep Bronze. A little bit of this goes a long way. Blends out so super easy. This is my tapered cheek brush from Real Techniques. It's the 449 brush. Ooh, this has never done that before. So I think on top of the concealer, this the Sculpt Tape wants to cling to this formula of concealer. I've never seen this Sculpt Tape do that before, and I've been using this for like at least 2 years, and I've never seen it do that with any concealer or foundation, so that's different. I'm gonna go ahead and set with the Blur It Loose setting powder. I'm not gonna do a cream blush or a liquid blush because I'm gonna use the Patrick Ta one. So open this right up, and this is still the peach one, the brightening peach. When I went to edit the last Affordable Friday and saw how this looked on camera, and it was so gorgeous, I'm not going to exchange it for the lighter shades. I'm still will already have the lighter the other two shades, which they have. I thought they had translucent. They don't. They have a brightening yellow and a brightening pink. So I got those two. We'll be trying them out on tomorrow's video, just, you know, because I know y'all probably want to see how they look on. But this one was so beautiful. I just thought, let me keep this one too, because it's just so pretty. Even though the shade's a little deeper, it's just pretty. So it comes with this little puff. And so it like instantly blurs. Very beautiful. Doesn't brighten very much on my skin tone. It'll brighten on somebody a lot darker than me, but so smooth and blurring. And I'm able to use this shade all over to set my entire face, and it looks beautiful. If you hadn't seen that video, I'll link it right there. Sephora collection brow pencil in the shade Soft Charcoal. And I like this one because it's a cool toned, which works best for me since I have like cool toned hair. I need to get my hair recolored so bad and my hair bleached, but I've been enjoying the grow out and wearing the curly hair, and I've been experimenting with so many new like curly hair products that I've been loving, absolutely loving. So I do want to do a video for you guys before I get my color back at the end of the month. Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer in 35N. This is the old formula. They have a new formula out with new shades, and so I picked that up too with the other Sephora powders and the new foundation and everything. So y'all will see a first impressions, or like I'll probably do like a foundation and concealer review on it tomorrow, so we could also have a wear test. So that's exciting because a lot of the socialites wear the Best Skin Ever, like the concealer and the foundation, which the foundation was originally like really matte, but I think this new formula is going to be more so hydrating. Moving on to the eyes, y'all. Let me scoot down a little bit. So I got the ColorFix stick, and I think it's 01. And so one side is a taupe. So let me show you guys that side. So this is the taupey shade, which is like a shimmery taupe. And the other side is like a foiled, frosty, pastel pinky shade. And I do believe it color shifts from like pink to purple. So that's the foiled shade. So this is the one I really originally wanted, and they're both so pretty. So I applied a little bit different. I'm going to take my Mob Beauty Neutrals palette and this sort of transition-y shade here. That's like a medium tone to like soft tone, warm brown in the crease. If you remember Saddle by MAC, that's like what this shade is. Or there's definitely a shade like this that's in the coffee shop, Juvia's Place coffee shop palette, but a lot of neutrals palettes have something like that in it. So if you have a palette with a color like this, or if you have a shade like this, what palette is it in, or what's the name of the color? Okay, so I'm gonna take my NYX Jumbo pencil and use this as a base because I want a more like sultry eye with these shimmers. So this one's in the shade Black Bean, which is the black one. And I'm just gonna use like a flat concealer brush to blend it out. These are really creamy and they don't dry down. So you get a good amount of time to blend. And I wanna be careful not to completely cover up that brown. So I'm not gonna take it up too high. I'm gonna take it up above that crease line, but not all the way up to the brow, probably like halfway up my eye. And I'm gonna fade out the edges because I want this to be smooth, like a smooth transition. So you want your edges to just kind of like seamlessly fade into the brown without covering up the brown. So I'm gonna go into my Juvia's Place palette. I really could have used this from the jump, y'all, and took this color. But I want a cool tone brown, so I'm gonna take a mixture of these two and sort of softly set the eye, because putting this creamy base on top of another creamy base, it might shift around too much. So I'm just gonna mix those two colors and just lightly set. Like, I don't have to build up the color, but I wanna mattify that black base. And so that's like a good base down for the fun part. So into the ColorFix stick, and you can take these apart, by the way, so that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna take the taupey side and we're gonna apply that. Ooh, that is so pretty. And I'm going in more so like a stamping motion because one of the socialites said that's how she has seen it being done. And so I feel like I see a difference. Look how beautiful that is. And then I'm gonna lightly tap it above the black base so that we just get like some scattered sparklies going on there, but not too pigmented as I have it on the lid, just kind of like lightly. We want it sparse up here. So back into the coffee shop palette with those same two browns, and I'm just gonna smoke out the outer V. So now I'm gonna take the foiled side, that pink side, and then sort of almost stamp that right in the center. Wow, that is so pretty. Back into the transition shade and just sort of fade the edges a little bit more. So I'm gonna take my Pkwy Velvet Smooth Eyeliner. It's the black one. Create somewhat a wing, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Really creamy. I used the Pat McGrath one last night, but it doesn't give you enough playing time, so it dried so fast on top of these eyeshadows that it really kind of like gave me the blues trying to blend that out. Y'all, per usual, the right eye is coming out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. I'm gonna pop on my Socialite mink lashes in the style Nightlife. It's gonna give like a medium length, full and fluffy vibe. Wonder Skin pencil. These pencils are so good, by the way. This Wonder Skin pencil in Oyster Blue. I wanted to use the black one for the top, but I didn't see it until right now. I was kind of looking for it, but this Oyster Blue, I've never, actually, let's swatch it first. Blue gray, sort of metallic-y shade. So let's put this in the center of the waterline and smudge it out just a little bit. Back in with my black just for like the outer third and smudge that black and let it meet up with the top liner. Too Faced ribbon wrap lash that my girl Onika sent me, and she loves it. So look at the wand, and I used it once and I liked it, so it really adds some length. Okay, so I'm gonna take my L'Oreal Faux Brow. Last night I used the Benefit one. You know, Benefit has one that has like 3 little tips on it. This one has 2. And it just wasn't hitting like this one, y'all. It didn't stay as well, so I really do like the L'Oreal one better than the Benefit. So back into the Coffee Shop palette, I'm gonna take a combination of these 2 shades. I don't want it too stark, but I do want it brightening, and pop that right in the inner corner. I want a matte inner corner. I think the contrast of like a matte inner corner with all the shimmers is just so pretty. Okay, so let me show you guys how I use the Benefit Glow La La. I've showed y'all this a couple times before, but I had to use it on the eyes. Like, look at how stunning this is. Oh, I wish I could use it as a highlight, but y'all, it really turned my makeup look like super gray. So the way I can use it, I'm gonna use like a softer brush. This is a duo fiber brush from MAC. This is the 188, I wanna say, or 38. The number is coming off. I don't even know if they still make this brush, but I'm gonna go into this and I'm gonna use this almost like to deepen the contour. And it's gonna add shimmer as well and bring it up the sides of the forehead, and it adds a little bit of sheen and glow. Unless I use it as an eyeshadow, that's pretty much the only way it's gonna work on my skin tone. So almost like a really deep bronzer in a sense. And actually, even on dark skin, this would probably be a beautiful bronzer with something a little bit more light and fluffy, like a lighter and fluffier tool and a light hand, because this is super pigmented and you just don't want it to look like too shimmery on the cheek area. So let's set the complexion. I'm gonna go in with my new Say powder, this big fluffy brush from LYS. This is their powder brush. This is in the shade 4 translucent. Patrick Ta blush in She Goes to the Gym. Perfect blush for every look. I don't care if you do a dramatic look, an everyday look, it's just perfect. Makeup by Ariell A58 brush. And I'm gonna brighten my under eye before I go in with the cream side with my Charlotte Tilbury powder. This one's in the shade 2 medium. And I'm just gonna do like right in here. That concealer, I really should have smoothed it a little bit more before I set it. But I mean, the creasing is not a whole lot. Minimal creasing. And this is an optional step, but I like to do this for like a little bit of extra, like added, like a seamless blend. And so I'm gonna take this, and this is just gonna soften the edges of She Goes to the Gym. That's just me being extra, y'all. Not necessary, but it's one of the ways that I like to elevate my look. Okay, so back into She Goes to the Gym, and the opposite side of the brush and tapping it over that powder. So now we have like a little bit of a glow or a sheen to the blush. And it's locked in there because blush fades off of your makeup the quicker than any other part of your makeup. For lip, I'm going in with I Wouldn't from Fenty. Yes Honey from Charlotte Tilbury. Sort of fade in the liner with Cork from MAC. Skin by Kim lip gloss in Nude 04. Charlotte Tilbury finishing spray. And this fan, by the way, is from Fangirl. You can get it on Amazon. It also lights up and it clips onto your phone. I think my hair is still wet, y'all. Yep, this is the final look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as much as I enjoyed creating it. This was a lot of fun. I got to play in a lot of different techniques that I'm used to using, you know. So everything I used today, I'll have linked in the description box for your convenience. And if you're new here, welcome. I'd love for you to come join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. 'Cause I've been where you are. But you scared to show me love. 'Cause too fresh with the scar.